Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, let me know if you can hear me okay, YouTube family. And let me share. Grand Rising Joy. How's the world treating you, Queen? Do me a favor, hit the share button. We all got people on our timeline trying to understand and overcome failures. Not that they are failures, but they're doing things in their lives that are causing failure. So we want to help them overcome that today. Today is all about the solutions, man. All about the solutions. Can you guys hear me okay on YouTube? Let me know. Let me make sure that we are solid over there. And then we'll go ahead and get the show started today. Now, I shouldn't have a problem with my stream today because I'm hardwired into my router. But we'll see how that works today. Let me just get the monitor queued up and make sure they can hear me okay over there. Morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry. Go ahead and type in the chat where you're from. If you're building a brand of any kind, then I want you to go ahead and type the name of your brand or your business. We got to start collaborating more with each other. If you're checking us out on YouTube, then hit the subscribe button if you have not already subscribed to the channel. And make sure you rate the show. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you feel about the show. Go ahead and hit the share button, man. Let's get ready to get this thing cracking, as some folks might say. For my YouTube, for my Facebook family, you guys know that the show production actually happens at YouTube. So you guys are getting kind of a behind the scenes look. But if you want to see the show production, that's on youtube.com/financial health mentor. Justin A, what's going on, my brother? Please, 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 if you have not already, hit the share button, man. And I'm just waiting on that commercial to finish up over on the YouTube side. There we go. And all right, man, let's get this thing started. Make sure that my audio and everything is doing what it's supposed to do. All right, here we go. Oh, crap. All right, there we go.
It up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. My eyes been seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. My eyes been seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help.
Appreciate you for tuning in, faith.
Money, money, money. That's all he talks about.
There's nothing wrong with being wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, but not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says.
Crap. I didn't even have the audio on my intro this morning.
I'm just trying to leave a legacy for my money's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. And now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, Mr. H Cortez.
Good morning, Black world, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I do my absolute best to bring practical yet proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great nation of ours. It's truly an honor, privilege, and a blessing to come to you live and direct from the Black Wealth Movement Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, if your goal is to build generational wealth and you do not have a team to help you do it, you do not have a game plan, you do not have a system, then that's what the Black Wealth Movement is all about. Here's what we do. We put you in your own financial education franchise. Why? Because in order to build wealth in this country, you need a business. That financial education franchise will help you give yourself a $200 to $600 pay raise using a simple strategy. It's going to help you minimize your taxes. We're going to teach you how to take the tax savings and use that to get out of debt. Then you're gonna be able to use our credit education program to fix your credit. Get that credit score upwards of 750 or higher, and then we're gonna teach you asset accumulation. Right? All the 5 core areas of discipline that you absolutely need in your life if you're going to build wealth long term. So we've got you covered, and you're connected to a network of brothers and sisters that will absolutely help support you, encourage you, give you tips, tricks, training, education, everything that you need to build wealth from scratch. And that's what we need as Black people. We need to know how to build wealth from scratch. Right? If you already got money, there's a ton of people out here that will tell you what to do with that money, how to make it grow, how to invest it, and all of that stuff. If you don't have money, though, you need to know some strategies on how to make the money you're currently making go a lot further, and then you need to know how to make the money that you currently make grow. What's going on, Double A? Appreciate you for tuning in this morning. 13 Entertainment is in the building, right? So that's the Black Wealth Movement. All you got to do is text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. Again, text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. I'll get in my inbox. If you have not already done so, please hit the share button for me and share today's stream. Let's get more people involved in some uplifting and enlightening information in the morning. If you're new to the show, I'd like to let you know exactly who this show is for. This show is for risers and grinders, man. This show is for the people who are ready to get up, get out, and get something and put their feet to the floor and make some things happen. If that's you, this is your show. This show is for legacy builders, man. If you're like me, you're trying to figure out every day, what can I do to make sure my children's children are proud to bear my last name? Then this is your show. On the other hand, who is the show not for? It's not for the eternal bump on the log. It's not for that pessimistic person who's got a problem for every solution. We all know people like that, man. They come to you with a problem and you say, hey, why don't you try this? And they hit you back with another problem. And you being the optimistic person you are, hey, small problem for a giant, you can overcome that by doing this. And then they come with another problem. And if you keep on down that road, they've got a problem for every solution. Well, guess what? This ain't your show, man. This is not for you. I'm sorry. Right? It's just not for you. I'm sorry. So we politely ask you to exit stage left. We have very low tolerance for negativity. And if you've never seen the future billionaire before, and yes, that's billion with a B, I want you to take a screenshot, cheese, and watch your boy work, because it's going down. 2027, your man will have amassed $1 billion in assets, right? Because that's the name of the game for me. If you have not already, please hit the share button for me on Facebook, share it, invite friends to come hang out with us. And then same thing with you guys on YouTube. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, just rate the show, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed. And you guys can hit the share button too, and whichever one of those social media outlets you like, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it on LinkedIn, wherever you like to share stuff, man. Just get the word out that we have some good positive content that you can start your day with each and every morning. Today's show is also brought to you by financialhealthinsurance.com. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not have life insurance for your family, right? This is no judgment zone, but that's just not responsible, y'all. If you do not have life insurance, that's just not responsible. You're telling your family that in addition to having to deal with your loss, they also have to deal with the fact that they don't have the resources to give you a proper send-off, right? So I want you to go to financialhealthinsurance.com, get yourself a free quote today. And even if you have insurance and you may not know or understand what you have your hands on, we can have a qualified professional give you a review of what you have. Some people actually have too much insurance based on their current situation. Some people have not enough. So A, get you a quote to get some to begin with if you don't have any. B, let someone review what you currently have and make sure it's adequate. Go to www.financialhealthinsurance.com. Fill out the short form, man, and get yourself covered. GoFundMe is not insurance. Fish fries at the church ain't gonna cut it, man. life insurance is a lot less expensive than what most of us have been trained and taught to believe. It's not going to hurt anything to get yourself a quote. So go to www.financialhealthinsurance.com, and a licensed professional will get in touch with you once you submit the form and give you a good quote and help you along with your insurance needs. So today is all about the solutions. So what we're going to do today is we're going to recap quickly. We're going to recap quickly the 31 causes, and then we're going to hit you with the solutions. Now, we'll give some solutions as we're going along, but I actually have 4 main solutions that I want to help break down for you to help you overcome or avoid some of these 31 major causes altogether. And guys, don't forget, do me a favor. If you're checking this out on YouTube, type in the chat the name of your brand or your business and where you're tuning in from. You never know who's in the chat room, who's on the stream, looking at what you're doing, and they may be wanting to connect with you guys, man. Like I say every day, if you're not shouting you out, who is? If you're not shouting you out, who is? Right? So let's get into it, man. Recap of all 31 causes, and then we're going to get into 4 main solutions. And we got some solutions for some of these as we go along. But as I said, I'm going to give you the 4 main things that you can solve all of these things with if you practice these 4 main things. So, cause number 1 was unfavorable hereditary background. That is you inherited some things that maybe you have a Busy Bee Transportation out of Richmond. I like that. Busy Bee Transportation. Welcome to the show this morning. Maybe you were born with a limited thought process. Maybe you were born with a limited brain function and you just can't comprehend or you can't process data fast as everybody else. That's what we mean here by unfavorable hereditary traits, right? Maybe you were born immobile, so you can't get around as fast, and that's hindering you and slowing you down in some respects, right? But you can get over that with the mastermind, right? If you're limited in some area of your life, then get around people who excel in those areas, and you guys create and form what's called the mastermind. Number 2, lack of well-defined purpose in life, man. Get yourself in a quiet room. Think about the things that you love to do. Think about the things that you hate to do. Think about the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. That's how you get on the path to defining your purpose. You have things that you like and you don't even know why you like them. You like them because that's God's homing beaker, right? It's going to track and trace and put you in line to get and figure out your purpose. So lack of a well-defined purpose in life is why a lot of people are failing. Number 3, lack of ambition to aim above mediocrity, right? Some people have this prideful thing going on and they like to be the big fish in the small pond. Well, what if everybody in that small pond is already below average? And you're puffing your chest out because you know a little bit more than them. That just makes you average. So you have to aspire to be greater than average. We'll talk about how to do that in our solutions portion. Number 4, insufficient education. Man, easy fix. Put a book in your hand. Get around people who know more than you. Lack of insufficient education is one of the major causes of failure. Number 5, lack of self-discipline. Number 5, lack of self-discipline will kill your success. You got to fix your self-discipline problems, man. Basically, find you an accountability partner that's going to hold you accountable to the things you say you're going to do. See, when I hold people accountable, it's not to the things that I see for them, the things that I wish they would do. No, you said that you was going to be at this point in your life by then. I'm just going to challenge you and say, how's that working for you? What action steps have you taken to get you there? What's up, David? What action steps have you taken to get you there? YouTube, where you guys at, man? Comment in the chat where you from, name of your brand, and all that good stuff. So get you an accountability partner if you want to tackle your self-discipline problem. Number 6, ill health. Ill health is a major cause of failure, and a major cause of ill health is how we treat this temple that we call a body. Right? You might have to start doing some research and some study on how to get and maintain good health. And you might have to do some self-study, because the things that they tell us to do, that's not gonna get you healthy, man. Now, exercise, eat right. But some of the exercises they tell us to do are unhealthy. Some of the things that they tell us to do in terms of eating right we shouldn't be putting that stuff in our bodies at all. So you have to take upon yourself to do some self-study. Get yourself centered and grounded. And when I say grounded, I mean metaphorically and physically. Put your bare feet on God's green earth. Healing properties when you do that, man. We don't have time to go into that today, but be grounded literally and figuratively, right? Stay humble, but also be grounded. Put your feet, your bare feet, on God's green earth. You'll thank me later. Number 7, unfavorable environmental influences during childhood, right? We all have come up in some not pristine conditions, right? I'm not going to say everybody came up in some horrible conditions, but some of us have. And you have to overcome that. We're going to talk about the 4 things, man. Some of us came up out of some horrible conditions, right? Future Leaders LLC, what's going on? Intentional Wealth Builder, what's going on? That would be a great class on health alone. Absolutely. Yeah. Grounding I'm a big fan of grounding, man. I take grounded baths, man. I have a ground wire that runs outside into my bathtub in the wintertime when it's too cold to go put my feet on the ground. I still ground myself with grounded baths and showers, man. It's phenomenal to improve your health that way. But you have to overcome those unfavorable conditions from your childhood. And yes, they do affect us in our adult years. I'm 43 years old, and things that happened to me as a child still affect me today. But you got to recognize that stuff, man. So we got some solutions on how to overcome some of that stuff. Now, I want you guys, as we're going through this, James Miller, what's going on, brother? Says I'm into travel. Okay, that's what's up. So you're building a travel business. Give us the name of that brand, who you're working with, and short description, man. I appreciate you jumping in and tuning in and giving me your feedback and commenting what it is that you do. Right. As we're going through these 31, guys, take inventory of the ones that you struggle with. You should be writing down a list of, man, yep. My childhood is messing with me today, or my childhood has been messing with me lately. Write that down so I can listen for the solutions at the end on how to overcome that, right? Lack of self-discipline. Man, let me write that down, man. I got to find me an accountability partner and start changing that, right? Take inventory of these things that are affecting you and causing you to fail so you can overcome them. Number 8, procrastination, man. This is the one that I got a big star by. Man, I've got some good things going, but I can be even greater if I tackle this procrastination deal. As I tackle this procrastination deal, I'm going to get greater, right? Some of you guys recognize what I just did there. That's one of the solutions, right? That's one of the solutions. As I become better at overcoming procrastination, I'm going to be more productive, right? Number 9, lack of persistence, right? Man, you just got to keep knocking on doors, man. Keep kicking on them, keep pushing them in. You just got to be persistent, right? That's one of those things that there's no fix for that other than just recognize when you're not being persistent, and when you're about to make about face and quit, man, give it a couple more extra attempts and just make that your habit. If you're about to quit and give up, say, before I quit and give up, man, I'm trying to break this persistence deal. I'm gonna give it a 2 or 3 more hardy attempts. Right? Does that make sense? Right? Lack of persistence is causing people to fail. That's number 9. Number 10, negative personality, man. If if you can't be successful alone, and it requires you to be around other people, it requires you to attract other people, you ain't doing that with no negative personality, man. Nobody likes to be around a negative person. Nobody. Nobody. Even negative people can't stand being around negative people, which is funny because when you're a negative person, that's all you attract in your life is negative people. Number 11, lack of controlled sexual urge. Lack of control of sexual urge. When you will allow lust to cloud your judgment, when you allow lust to get you to do things out of character that could kill your success. Number 12, uncontrolled desire for something for nothing. Man, if we don't get this out of our community, this, I want to win the lottery, I want something but I don't want to work for it, and we're putting this stuff in our children, man. No, you've got to be willing to work for what it is that you want. So it would be great if you had a Hangouts account. You could really get a mastermind group going when people decide to get in. I absolutely do have a mastermind group going. We do it privately inside our Black Wealth Movement group inside Facebook. So yeah, we do mastermind. I'm coaching right now almost 500 families, James. So yeah, if you want to be part of the movement, man, it's $35 to start, $35 per month to maintain your membership. If you want to make money with us, it'll be about $50 per month for you. Uh, but yeah, we do mastermind, James, all the time. We do have a private group on Facebook. And if you're not part of Facebook community, we also use Zoom to do those private meetings. So you can even tap in, even if you're not a fan of Facebook. Right. So that uncontrolled desire for that something for nothing mentality, man, we got to kill that in our community. Number 13, lack of well-defined power of decision. We all know people who can't make their mind up. Where you want to go eat, get something to eat from? I don't know. Wherever you want to get something to eat from, man. Man, man. It, it says here that successful people make decisions quickly and they change them slowly. Unsuccessful people take forever to make a decision, and after it's taking you 3 months to make a decision, in 30 days you're changing your mind and making it. You got to be willing to make decisions, man. Point blank and period. Number 14, one or more of the 6 basic fears, right? And we're not going to get into the 6 basic fears, but there's a lot of fears that we have. And one of the major fears that we have as Black people is a fear of success. One of the major fears we have of Black people is a fear of success. And allow me to digress for a second. It's a very real fear. And you can't, and I know that a lot of us are sick as Black people, but there's a reason we fear success. Because there was a time that being successful would get us lynched. And that fear is deeply ingrained in our DNA. There was a time that being successful would literally get us killed, literally get our shops and our stores and things burned to the ground, literally get our farms raided and trampled. And that is deeply ingrained in us. But something that is even more ingrained in us is our fight for freedom. And you've got to be willing to die for yours, man. And I know as a Black man seeking to become a self-made, independent billionaire comes with a certain amount of risk to my physical well-being, but I'm willing to die for mine, man. Are you willing to die for yours? So we do have an unhealthy fear of success, but that fear of success is it comes from a very real place when there was a point in time where there was an actual reason to fear success. That reason exists today, but is not as prevalent, right? especially in most parts of the world. Probably in the South, you probably still have to be scared. Jealousy and envy of other cultures could cause them want to do you bodily harm more readily than up here in the North. In the North, that same jealousy and envy exists, but they'll want to kill your business. They'll want to kill your idea. They'll want to make you jump through all sorts of hoops to hinder your success without necessarily killing your physical person. But it is still very real. Um, and number 15, wrong selection of a mate in marriage. Wrong selection of a mate in marriage is very, very real. You have to be equally yoked with the person that you plan to spend the rest of your life with, man. It's critically important to be equally yoked with that person. Before we get into the rest of the 15 and then get into our solutions, let me go over our quote of the day. Today's quote of the day says this: "You can be what you want to be if only you believe with sufficient conviction and act in accordance with your faith. For whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve." You can be what you want to be if only you believe with sufficient conviction and act in accordance with your faith. It's not enough to believe. Faith without works is dead. You have to act in accordance with your faith. For whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve, but again, only if you act in accordance with your faith. And that is from the great Napoleon Hill. Today's quote of the day is brought to you by MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. I want you guys to go over there today and grab your free ebook. I have a free ebook, Easy Online Income. Some of you guys know that I'm an online marketer in addition to a financial and wealth coach. And I teach people how to build their brands online. So if you go over to www.Monetize My Life Academy, I have a free ebook for you called Easy Online Incomes. If you're trying to figure out how to make money online using these platforms to build some extra income, then that's a great book to start off with. If you want a membership to Monetize My Life Academy, it's $40 a month. Just inbox me and I'll send you the coupon code that you need to grab your membership there. It's normally $97 a month, discounted for the first quarter of 2018 to help you build your brand and take your business to the next level. So MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com, guys. Support our sponsors because that's how I'm able to continue to grow the show. All right. So now let's finish up with our 31 reasons, and then I want to give you my 4 simple but not easy ways to overcome these challenges. Number 16, overcaution. Some people are just plagued with the analysis, paralysis by analysis. They just can't make a move because they're too busy trying to be cautious, and they never do anything, right? We know people like that, man. Overcaution is a big cause of failure. Wrong selection of associates in business, right? There's one thing to select the wrong mate, but then there's another thing altogether to select the wrong business partners, right? So you got to be careful with that. Number 18, superstition and prejudice, man. Has no place in business. Has no place. Now, we're all prejudiced, right? We all prejudge. It's just in us. But just recognize that it's there and don't judge a book by its cover. Don't make a decision hastily before you get all the facts, right? That could kill your business. Wrong selection of, wrong selection of vocation. Some of us are just doing the wrong thing for a job. Some of us just chose the wrong business. Some of us never took inventory of who we are, don't know who we are. Therefore, we're in business and occupations and things that are counterintuitive to our success. So you have to make sure that you select the right vocation. Number 20, lack of concentration of effort. Guys, the jack of all fade will master none. The jack of all fades will master none. And in today's economy, you get paid for mastery. Now, can you get a paid a few dollars for knowing how to do a lot of different things well? Yeah. But who gets the big bucks? Who makes more money, the brain surgeon or the general practitioner? The general practitioner does a little bit of everything and makes a little bit of money in a variety of areas, but the brain surgeon gets the big bucks. Specialty, right? Specialize and master one thing. And then if you want to master another thing, great. But very few people can be a level 10 at more than one or two things. Stick with where you are a 10 at and learn how to monetize that, right? Number 21, the habit of indiscriminate spending. Just don't have good money management skills. All over the place with your money will kill your success. Number 22, lack of enthusiasm, man. You absolutely have to be fired up about life to succeed in life. I'm going to run that one back. You absolutely have to be fired up about life to succeed in life. And you have to be fired up all the time, man. You ever seen a dead room? And then all of a sudden that person who's enthusiastic just shows up and all of a sudden that room is completely transformed? Well, guess what? If you have a dead life right now, acting enthusiastic can transform your life the same way that that one enthusiastic person can come into a room and transform that entire atmosphere. You got to be fired up, man. Success loves speed. Success also loves energy. Intolerance, man. Closed-mindedness. Just like a closed mouth won't get fed, a closed mind won't get fed either. A closed mind won't succeed, man. You have to be open-minded. You have to be flexible to a degree. Rigid in your thinking, man, just is not good for success. Number 24, intemperance, right? And that's overindulging in anything, right? Napoleon Hill lists food, drink, and sexual activity as the main overindulgences, but it is more to it than that in today's age. We know that our drugs can go along with alcohol. We know that overindulgence in social media, TV, all sorts of things, man, can be your downfall if you're getting too much of it. Too much of anything can be a negative thing, right? 25, inability to cooperate with others. And it says inability, but I would also say unwillingness. Inability and unwillingness to cooperate with others is the fastest way to kill your success, right? Possession of the power that was not acquired through self effort. That person who was given everything and didn't have to earn it usually will squander away the resources, will squander away the power, will mismanage. It's just not good, man. Because when you earn something, you also develop and build character and responsibility along the way. So that person that has a family member, maybe mom and dad, puts them in a position that they haven't earned, that person's character usually cannot sustain them in that position. Right? Sometimes your talent and your connections can get you into places where your character can't sustain you. That's why earning your keep is the best way, because you develop character and responsibility that will keep you there or help you maintain that which you have earned. Mr. Coakley, what's going on, brother? Coakley's barbecue sauce in the building. Number 27, intentional dishonesty. Guys, if you have not already, please hit the share button for me. Share the stream on YouTube as well as on Facebook. And on YouTube, if you have not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button as well. Intentional dishonesty, man. Yeah, you'll get over in the short term. But there's a mental law known as the law of reciprocity, the law of sowing and reaping, meaning that which you do unto others will be done unto you. Eventually, that stuff catches up with you, man. There's no room for dishonesty when you're pursuing success. Egotism and vanity. Quickest way to get people to run from you is act like an egomaniac. It's the quickest way. Quickest way to get people to run from you is to act with vanity and egotism, right? Lack of capital is number 31. I'm sorry. Number 29 is guessing instead of thinking. Guessing instead of thinking. A lot of people are guessing, moving, and making decisions based on other people's opinions instead of gathering the facts and thinking for themselves. Right? In school, they stripped us of our ability to think critically because in school, all you have to do is memorize facts. Right? You're hardly ever you have to think critically more in the school environment than you do in the classroom. Right? On the playground, you have to use critical thinking because you got bullies, you got girls you're trying to impress, you got a lot of stuff going on the playground that forces your critical thinking skills more so than in the classroom. Instead of in the classroom, they should be teaching you how to think critically, but no, they teach you how to memorize facts. So you have to learn how to gather facts, think critically, and make solid decisions. And then number 30, lack of capital is a big one, especially if you're trying to succeed in business. But I would say in other areas of life, right? Tyson, what's going on? Philly in the building. I would say in other areas of life, a lack of creativity, right? You need capital for business, but in other areas of life, there's a lack of creativity, and that will cause you to fail. And number 31, just basically says think about anything that's not listed that's causing you personally to fail and make that your number 31. And then let's get into how to solve those problems really quickly. But before we do that, let's get into our book excerpt of the day. So like I said yesterday, man, you know we can't study the original Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill without studying Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice by the great Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. So I kind of do them both at the same time. Good information kind of going back and forth from one to the other. But today's daily book excerpt, expounding on what we read yesterday about it's your right to be rich. It's your right to be rich. It says there is also peace of mind that comes with financial security that allows you to set your own agenda for your life. A healthy investment portfolio eliminates many of the what ifs associated with money worries. You no longer haggle over unexpected expenses that could throw your business or family budget into a tailspin. You can make career and business decisions based on merit rather than expediency. And you can take a chance on an idea that has great potential if you know you are protected against disaster. A healthy cash reserve is the best protection against financial ruin. But most people, unfortunately, don't bother to build cash reserves. Perhaps one of the greatest shocks I've ever received was one that I encountered when I began lecturing on success. I soon realized that many who attended my lectures were still trying to resolve the inner conflict of whether they should actually desire prosperity in the first place. Alex says that's the first book I read on financial freedom. Dennis Kimbrough. Absolutely, absolutely. He said, listen, guys, it says many people are not even pursuing wealth because they have yet to resolve the inner conflict of whether they should actually desire prosperity in the first place. Let me tell y'all this, man. It is your right to prosper. It is your birthright being on this planet. One of the first commandments God gave is to be fruitful and multiply. And I want you to understand, whether you believe the Bible or not, that is the first commandment because everything by design is commanded to be fruitful and multiply. That's not biblical. It's in the Bible, but I want you to think practically as well. Everything by design, in its design, is designed to multiply. So you mean to tell me that on a world where everything in the world was designed to be fruitful and multiply, you supposed to suffer and live in lack? Nah, man. Scarcity is a man-made concept, and you got to deal with your own internal issues about wealth and prosperity, or else if you do not fix that within yourself, you will continue to repel success, wealth, prosperity away from you instead of attracting it to you. Fix that inside of you. God designed you to prosper. He designed everything around you to multiply around you, so there is always more than enough. All wealth means is having an abundance of resources. God created everything in this planet in abundance. There's an abundance of resources everywhere. So you mean to tell me you're not supposed to have an abundance of resources? No, man. Fix that issue that you have going on inside you. Today's daily book excerpt was brought to you by Family First Designs. I want you to go to www.martinabrittyelverton.com for all of your design needs. She's an excellent designer. If you look back here on this this logo right here was designed by her. That is actually a picture of me that she superimposed and did some trickery with and created my financial health mentor logo. Super talented. Flyers, business cards, digital flyers, and things. Everything that you need for your design. She has a very keen eye for things that pop, and she's very good with her tools. So Family First Designs, www.martinabrittyelverton.com for all of your design needs, and she's very reasonably priced for what she brings to the table. She always over delivers, man. Always, man. So I appreciate Martina and the Kingdom family over there at Family First Design. So as promised, y'all, let's get back into the let's get into the solutions now. How many of you guys took inventory out of the 31 causes of failure? How many are you struggling with? Don't put which ones you're struggling with. Just put the number. How many are you struggling with out of the 30 or 31? Put how many. I know I'm struggling with about 8 of them. 8 of them got me heavy struggling, right? How many are you struggling with out of the 31? Right? List the number of the 31 causes of failure that you're struggling with, and then we're going to go into the solutions real quick. Do me a favor, guys. If you have not shared the stream already, go ahead and hit the share button for me. If you have not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit subscribe as well. And then we're going to rock and roll, man. I appreciate all of your support and your continued support. So Adrian said out of the 31, she might be struggling with about 12 of them, right? Who else? Joy says about 13. Monica said 10-ish struggling with. Okay. Who else is brave enough to admit that they're struggling with some of these things? And so what you're saying to yourself is, and here's why people won't admit what they're struggling with, is because what you're saying to yourself is you're your own cause of failure. Shartan says about 15. And it's tough to say to yourself, I'm my own cause of failure. In a world where everybody is good at pointing the finger at someone else. In a world that sometimes you're rewarded for pointing the finger at somebody else. No, man, you're your own cause of failure. 4 ways to overcome these causes or avoid them altogether. Number 1, that's why I had you put this in the chat. Number 1 is you first have to acknowledge that you're struggling with one or all of these causes. You have to acknowledge your problem. Just like if you have to go to an AA meeting, the first thing they have you do is say that, hey, I'm a sex addict. I'm an alcoholic. I'm a drug addict. I got a problem. I have to acknowledge that I'm the problem. See, if you never acknowledge that you're the problem, you run around trying to fix everybody else. Cool, that was good. If you never acknowledge that you're the problem, you run around trying to fix everybody else. And therefore, the problem remains. So, number one, you have to acknowledge. Number two, after you acknowledge that, hey, I struggle with procrastination, I want you to look at what procrastination is really doing. I want you to recognize the damage that has been caused by the problem. And I want you to really look at it. Right? So for instance, a person who struggled with alcoholism, they first have to acknowledge that they have the problem with alcoholism. And then if they are going to be successful at overcoming that problem, they're going to have to take a bold look at the damage that has caused. See, they have to go internally and they have to say, look, man, this alcohol problem caused my marriage to crumble. This alcohol problem is the reason my children hate me. This alcohol problem is the reason that I can't stay employed. Look at the damage that has been caused by the problem. Recognize the damage. And the reason this is important is because when you recognize the damage, when I recognize the damage that procrastination has caused in my business, it acts as a form of motivation for me to overcome the procrastination. See, if you have a problem with something and you don't see how it's causing you harm, then you keep doing it. Right? So we all have those little things, those little quirks, those little habits that don't cause major damage immediately, but they cause damage over time. And because they cause damage incrementally, we can't see the damage it's causing. And we keep doing that negative activity. But when you can recognize the damage that is being caused by that thing, that serves as a motivational factor for you to overcome that thing, right? It's usually not until a alcoholic or a drug addict can blame themselves and their addiction for the problems in their lives that they actually go to get help with that addiction and help overcoming that problem. Number three, so that was number one, acknowledge. Number two, recognize the damage being done to you and others because of these causes of failures. Because guess what? Some of these are causing failure in your life, and you see, hey, for me, procrastination is causing me to grow my business a little bit slower. And I think that it's just hurting my business. No, my business is how I feed my family. My business is how we're going to take over the world. My business is how I'm going to get into the community and start doing my life's work. So me struggling to overcome procrastination is not just damaging my business and my income. It's damaging my mission and my purpose in life. So you got to see how it's affecting negatively everything around you, and then let that be a motivating factor for you to overcome. Number three, recognize your triggers. Recognize your triggers, right? All of these causes of failures are triggered by something. You got to recognize your triggers. What is it that causes me to overindulge in food? What is that? What's triggering that? Because if you don't know the triggers, then you don't see the habit patterns that need to be broken. So recognize your triggers, right? What triggers me to put off for tomorrow what I can do today. So you stuck the knife in, now you're twisting it. It's time for work. Recognize your triggers, right? What are your triggers that's causing you to struggle with overindulgence, that's causing you to have a negative attitude, that's causing you to not want to collaborate and cooperate with others? What triggers that? Right? Did you have a collaborative effort with somebody and they burned you and now you don't ever want to collaborate with anybody else? You got to get to the source of what's triggering those negative behaviors and those things that are causing you to fail so you can overcome them. And then number 4, change. Number 4, change. So, number 1, acknowledge the things that are you're struggling with. Number 2, recognize the damage that those things are causing and allow that to motivate you to overcome the cause of failure. Recognize the triggers, right? What's causing you to not persist? What's causing you to procrastinate? What triggers that in you? Recognize those triggers so that you can get the triggers out of your life or avoid the triggers. And then number 4, change. Cortez, change what? Start by changing your daily routine. See, some of us been in the same daily routine for 15, 20 years. We get up, we brush our teeth the same way. We get up, we wash our face the same way. We shower the same way. You might have to change your daily routine. Some of us drive the same way to work every day, make the same stop on the way to work every day. Change your daily routine. Because guess what? In that daily routine, if you're struggling with some of these things, I guarantee you your triggers are in that daily routine. I promise you, some of your triggers are in that daily routine. Switch it up. Put the hip on the shelf. Change your daily routine. Change the information that you regularly consume. Books you read, music you listen to, podcasts, TV shows. Change the information that you consume. See, some of us have never listened to a podcast like this or a live stream. In this case, you guys are watching it live, or a YouTube video like this, because we would rather listen to a little hip hop and R&B on the radio. We'd rather listen to a little soul and jazz. Nothing wrong with that. But if that's your routine and you're not satisfied with where you are in life, something has to change. Change your routine. Change your consumption habits when it comes to information. Start consuming new information, because what happens is when you consume the same old thing and it doesn't require you to think, then your brain literally starts to break and disconnect neural connections that are not needed. The reason that children grow so fast, the reason that their intelligence almost doubles and quadruples overnight, is because they're constantly getting new information. So their brain is creating new neural connections, and your brain is growing most between the ages of 0 to 7 years old. What happens by the time you get 7 years old? Your day-to-day activities start to be very routine and very mundane. And the newness of information starts to dwindle down, and you take in less new information. Therefore, your brain says, oh, well, we don't need new neural connections because we're not processing as much new information. And now your brain stops growing as fast. If children were still growing up in the jungles where everything is new every day, it would take them probably 20 years to get used to that environment before everything becomes more routine. The genius will stay evident in your children longer. The genius will stay in us longer. We actually kill our genius by putting our children in a box known as a classroom, when that natural exploratory nature of a child should be allowed to run wild. We're killing the genius in our own kids. So change your daily routine, change the information that you consume on a regular basis, change the places you go. Start going on the other side of town where you never go because you think that you don't agree with nobody over there. You think the way that they live is contrary to the way that you live. You think the way that they believe is different than the way you believe. Nope. Go over there and listen to some people who have differing opinions, because it's going to cause you to think. And when you start thinking, right, at 43 years old, I'm always bringing new information that causes me to think. So my brain is still growing as if I was a child. That's the key, man. You got to continue to put new information in. And sometimes the places that you're used to going are your triggers. Go to some new places. Go hang around some new people that you wouldn't normally hang around, because you know they're Republican and you Democrat, and you know that what you think about Trump, they think something different. Go hear what they think about Trump, which will cause you to think and stretch your brain. Because something causes you to think doesn't mean it by default causes you to change your stance. But you should hear the other side. You should hear the other argument. Change the places you go. Change the people you associate with. Change the people you associate with. Some of the people you associate with are your triggers. You ever just get around certain people and you behave a certain way? Some of the people you associate with are your triggers. Change your association, right? And I know we're a little bit over the hour, but let me give you the last one. Last two, right? Last two. Change the conversation you have with yourself. Some of you guys picked up on when I did the thing on procrastination. I said, man, I'm struggling with procrastination. Then I immediately replaced that thought with, man, I'm overcoming procrastination, so my business is getting better. See, stop saying you're struggling with and start saying you're overcoming. Stop saying, see, I used to have a problem remembering people's names, but now I'm getting so good at remembering people's names. Change the conversation that you have with yourself. See, every day there's a record playing in your mind. And some of people, the record that's playing in your mind is trap music. And you're trying to live a successful, positive, productive life, but the narrative that you have playing in your mind is the equivalent of trap music compared to R&B or jazz or classical or something that has a little bit more positive vibe. What do you say when you're talking to yourself? You got to change that, man. Man, you so dumb. Man, that was the dumbest thing I ever done. Oh, man, that was so stupid of me. I keep telling y'all, man, and some of y'all going to start believing it here in a second. All the universe knows how to do is say yes. All the universe knows how to do is say yes. Man, I'm so silly. Yeah. Then the universe moves things in and around you to validate that you are silly. Man, I'm so dumb. The universe says, yes, you are. Then it moves and bends things around you to validate your stupidity. You said it, I didn't. So you have to change the way you talk or what you say to yourself. And then last but not least, if you're doing all of this, you have to also believe different about yourself. You have to see yourself and believe that you are changing, that you are overcoming. See, I see myself no longer in a struggling with procrastination. I see myself collaborating and cooperating with people all the time. I see myself being a more positive and less negative person. Change what you believe about you. Because believe it or not, when you change what you believe about you, everybody else will too. Oh, y'all ain't hearing me this morning. When you change the way you believe about you, everybody else changes the way you believe about you. When you believe that you're a loser, everybody around you treats you like a loser because that's what they also believe about you. When you believe you're a winner, when you believe you're a go-getter, when you believe you're successful, you believe this about you, everybody around you also believes that about you. That's just how it works, man. We project out that which we perceive. As a man thinketh, so is he. As a man continues to think, so he remains. So you got to change all of this stuff, man. And that's how you overcome any of these fears. First, you got to acknowledge. Then you got to recognize the damage that these fears have caused. Then you've got to recognize the triggers. What is triggering those things? Then you've got to change. Change your daily routine. Change the books you read. Change the places you go. Change the people you hang around. Change the conversation you have with yourself, and then change the way you believe about yourself. And it's not going to be easy, y'all. You're going to have to keep putting this into your head. The only way to change the narrative and get the way you think to change, the only way you do that, right? You are what you think, but you are what you think with conviction and belief and with passion. So your self-talk, I can't just say, oh man, I'm successful. I'm a winner. I'm a go-getter. I'm a billionaire. See, that doesn't work. The reason that when you say negative things about yourself, I want you to trip off how you say those negative things about yourself. And this is why it gets into your subconscious mind. Man, that was dumb. You see how much emotion I said that with? It's the emotion tied to what you say is what opens the door to the subconscious mind. And that's how you trigger the subconscious mind. That's how you reprogram the subconscious mind. But if you're in the mirror reading your affirmations in a very monotone way, hey, I believe that I'm going to do something great today. I believe that my life is going to change for the better. Yes, my business is exploding. Yes, I'm going to the next level. That does nothing for your subconscious mind. Absolutely nothing. That's why enthusiasm is important. Because you gotta say, man, my business is exploding. I can't wait for next month, next quarter. This is the best quarter that I've ever had in my business. You gotta be enthusiastic because it's the emotion that's connected with the words that you're saying to yourself is what will determine whether or not they end up in your subconscious mind. And when they end up in your subconscious mind, it's the subconscious mind that's attached to infinite intelligence. And only when you reprogram the subconscious mind can you then get the world and the universe to bend to your will, literally. Every day, I get the universe to bend to my will because what I believe about me, because what I put into my subconscious mind, because what I'm saying to myself with passion and conviction. And I send my words out because I know my words are seeds that are going to be planted and they're going to bear fruit. And everything that I say does not return back to me void. That's why I have to be careful not to say negative things, because that will also not return back to me void. If I put negative stuff out in the atmosphere, those are seeds just like the positive things. They're going to take root, they're going to grow, and they're going to bear fruit, and that's going to dump on me a storm of negativity. So I have to be careful to speak words of life, love, prosperity, peace, joy, happiness. So those seeds are planted and they grow and they bear fruit and they shower up on me prosperity, peace, joy, life, happiness, success. So that's how you overcome. I thought we needed 5 parts for this series, but we only needed 4. So this wraps up our series on the major causes of failure. Really quickly, let me go back to our sponsors for today. Family First Designs, MartinaBrittYelverton.com. You can connect with the queen. She's awesome at creating designs, flyers, graphics, websites, all this kind of stuff, man. Connect with the queen and she will definitely get you what you need. So please support our sponsors. Our quote of the day was brought to you by MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. Go over there and get your free ebook, www.MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. You get a free ebook, Easy Online Incomes, if you want to make money online. If you already have a business brand and you're trying to grow and develop that brand, we have all the ebooks, the courses, the webinars, everything that you need, live coaching to help you in your journey to build your brand and 10x your business can be found at MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. For the next few months, it will be $40 per month to join the academy. So inbox me and I'll get you the special discount code for that. Main show sponsors are Black Wealth Movement. If you want to join our network of people who are building wealth from scratch, inbox me Black Wealth Movement or text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. It says in every word that you use, there is a power germ which expands and projects towards the meaning of the word that you use. Absolutely. So text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887 if you want to join a network of wealth builders and strategists. We're all focused on flipping our own personal economies, and then we're going to help others do the same, and then we're ultimately going to transform the collective economy of Blacks here in America. And then also financialhealthinsurance.com. Guys, do the responsible thing. $20, $30, $40 a month, man. If you're healthy, probably even less than that. You can get some good insurance that covers you and your family. And you really want to get your insurance while you are healthy, because you can lock in those prices with different riders and stuff. Go to www.financialhealthinsurance.com. You don't want to wait until you have something happen where you're not healthy and then nobody wants to cover you. Go ahead and get covered while you're healthy, man, and lock in that stuff. www.financialhealthinsurance.com. Get you a free quote. One of our licensed professionals will give you a call. And this is a solicitation for insurance. I got to say that for regulatory reasons. But yes, one of our licensed professionals can either review your policy and see if you got good coverage, enough coverage, too much coverage, or if you don't have insurance at all, do the responsible thing, man. Go get you a quote. I'm H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur. Until I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it, but more importantly, you deserve it, each and every one of you. Yes, and GoFundMe is not life insurance. Talk to you now. I'll talk to you next time, man. Peace out, people.
See, the fools you tried to warn you, ready or not, they about to move on us. God of righteousness about to take and cut the enemy loose on us. And what you gonna do, huh? You gonna stand up or you gonna fold? You talk that shit, but when it pop off, watch how many G's turn to hoes. They gonna be up against some real killers. And not they brothers in these streets only popping out of fear, nigga. Don't you know they plot your destruction and preparations are being made? To rid you of this earth, they don't want your trick ass as a slave. So I'm spitting this wake up call to all the ghetto soldiers. You had your fun in the game, but now it's time to do what you're supposed to. Got you killing each other in these streets like you don't give a fucking care. But we in psychological warfare, we ain't got no lives to spare. You better prepare yourself for judgment day and the hour. The final 60 seconds, total dominion and all power will be placed in the hands of the original man. to rule infinitely. Like
It began several years ago, yo, when those niggas began to roll and hold. Share common ground like solutions on how to code. Coincidence, no. We feeling the same way at the same time, though. On that nigga mind, I come up to inevitable. Pull seats to the round table. Each nigga bow, they stay low. Inside went the ground, now it's time the whole world to make way for. 5, 6, 7, 8 cats from scratch cake, we make that. Paper cats, they hate that. Y'all got shit, we don't take that. Had your cash like where the wake at? My rap, can't shake that. Come like 10 BGs on the clucker from every angle, you can't escape that. Got out the game to lay back. School the youngest, they ain't how to weigh that. Develop your heart for you start running these streets. Sometimes stay strapped. Be aware that it is a trap. The whole shit since way back. So never in the struggle, but black man, we got to break that. Get on some like payback. Just feeling the need to say that. We down out of time, we gotta switch it up like ASAP.
I often wonder what's my destiny. Cause true to life, I got some problems that be stressing me. But still I'm living, so I know that God is blessing me. And with these niggas hollering fam to the death of me, that's how I feel. In troubled times of these last days, I hope through life that I done took the right pathway. I look around and it might be too late to turn back. And when I see a nigga fall, yo, I learned that. So watch your step. Bullshit'll get you nowhere. And disrespect a nigga, shit don't even go there. Keep your third eye open up at all times, and beneficial if you stay away from all crimes. Watch the police. I hope I touch at least one nigga, even if I never make not one figure. So God forgive me for the sins and the lies I told, but ain't no lie, just here it's coming from inside my soul. I love this shit.
It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real weapons being real with self. My eyes done seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real weapons being real with self. My eyes done seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help.
Walking these deadly grounds when you stride is well known to let the clip slide. Inside guns that reside at hip side. No time to relax, stay on your toes, cock back and start shooting. Cause these niggas that lost their manners all gassed up and they Putin. Walking around frown, pissed off, dying to kick some shit off. You know the kind bitch niggas that play hard to prove they ain't soft, not giving a fuck about nothing with their chest stuck out. See niggas like that, they get their back blew the fuck out. Ain't making no sense. Who in this world you trying to convince? We need to get shit together, prepare to go the distance. But shit too intense. Besides, we'd rather come off relentless and leave the block hot before the fence without a conscience. Foolish influence, like play out like a drama suspense. See, and that hip shit make talks of niggas become past tense. It's all evident. We've been catching detriments ever since. Trips on slave ships and ghetto settlements.
A baby in my bitch stomach kicking while time is steady ticking. Plus I only got 2 for the half, a quarter chicken. But niggas ain't showing no love. In fact, I think I want a contact for the way that they acting. Big ballin' and high.